what's up?
What's up?
Doing a mini episode today in recognition of Cinco de Mayo. Woo. It's Friday, it's raining. This whole weekend's gonna be raining. This is how we're kicking off our Austin San Marcos trip. So really excited. Max brought up this really cool idea for us to do a blind tasting of a couple beers. So I was like, oh my god, that'd be so fun. Let's do a Cinco de Mayo episode. And that way we can do blind tasting on a couple very common Mexican beers. Babe, when's the last time you had any of these beers? We don't really drink Mexican style beers.
It's been a minute. Yeah. But if I do miss one, take my Mexican card away, please.
If you miss one. But I feel like, okay, so I might actually get the upper hand on this because I just recently went out in Fort Worth, Studio 80, and I asked the girl, I was like, what kind of beers you guys have? And she's like, everything. I was like, well, that's not helpful. So I was like, all right, well, let's shoot a shot in the dark. Let's do Corona. I haven't had one in a while, and it's almost May. It's gonna be May. So, if you guys saw my little time-lapse video, I made that kind of easy little 3-beer little blind tasting box out of Mags's Travis Scott box because my box is too small. So, yes, shoebox.
It's an expensive box.
Well, that's why I asked you first before I cut holes into it. And plus, your shoes don't sit in the box anymore, so there's no point. Recycle. So after this, the box is going to go to a recycling home and hopefully go and become some paper or I don't know what. Okay, so we got 3 different kind of beers. They're all going to kind of look a little bit similar in color, but because we're not going to be able to see it, that's going to take one easy way of us spotting what the beers are going to look like. I don't really feel like I've seen what Dos Equis looks like in a while since it's in a green bottle. Usually any beer that's in a green bottle, you want to protect it somewhat from light because if it's in the sun too long, it gets skunked. What's that taste like for you?
Tastes like skunk.
Tastes like Heineken and tastes like Dos Equis, honestly. Sometimes they want a little bit of light to get into it to give you that flavor versus a clear bottle like Corona or Sol, if you've ever had that, or Estrella. You really don't want sun to get into these. It's going to be a beer that you want to drink cold. And not exposed to any kind of temperature. Modelo Especial is normally also in a glass bottle, but it's in a little chunky fat bottle. Comes with like a little gold wrapper around it. We figured, let's get the can, and we saw a tall boy, so we're like, heck yeah, why not? Pilsner style, likely a lager, couldn't tell. It doesn't tell you really. And then this one's also going to be a lager. So if we talked a little bit about lagers, they're going to be yeasts that are going to be lower fermenting. Pilsner styles, I believe, is still considered a lager versus ale. Yeah. So the taste profile might be a little bit different. I'm thinking the skunky flavor is going to come out with this one. So we'll try and see. Probably going to be a little bit more crispy on this one. Might have a little bit more malty flavor to this. So Mags is going to go first. Babe, close your eyes. I'll set the box up and we'll get these beers going. Oh, what do we win? What happens if, who's going to win?
I lose my Mexican card if I miss one.
Okay.
I will no longer be Mexican.
Pop quiz. Tell me one thing about Cinco de Mayo. One fun fact about Cinco de Mayo.
I have no clue.
My fun fact
I grew up going to school in the United States.
Yeah, but so one misconception, people always think it's Mexican Independence Day. It's not. That's my fun fact for you at home. If you learn anything today, green bottles get skunky. Don't skunk your glass bottles.
Don't leave them in the sun.
Don't leave them in the sun. Mexico does not celebrate Independence Day on Cinco de Mayo. Let's go. Okay, so Mags is going to start first. So go left to right. Tell us what you're tasting as you're drinking them. Cleanse your palate in between. That's very important, so you don't confuse them. I'm hoping the metal straws don't affect what the beer tastes like, but I guess we'll see. If you taste foam, let me know. It just means that we might need to use different straws. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, go. Okay, so beer number 1. Take a few sips of it. Tell us what you think. Can you taste anything? What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you taste as far as a beer?
Lager.
Okay.
It's a Mexican lager for sure.
Okay, that's yes.
It's crisp. It's light.
Do you taste alcohol? They're all gonna probably be about the same. Yeah.
There has a little bit of IBUs. Not too much. Not so bitter. This either could go 2 ways.
Okay, number 2. Beer number 2. I feel like you're leaning over too much. Okay, I guess tell us the difference between the first one and the second one that you tasted.
This is, I guess, a little maltier.
Okay.
This is completely different from the first one.
Okay.
So I feel a lot more.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Hopefully I'm right. Damn. It's a little maltier too. I think it's a lager. It's not as. This is more bitter.
Okay. No, beer number one?
Yeah, beer number one is more bitter. These two are a little similar, but this one still has a little more of a lager taste than this one. The beer has a little bit bitterness, low IBUs. This is just more malty, has no IBUs.
Okay.
I know for sure that what this one is. These two are confusing me a little bit.
Okay. Which, I mean, out of 3 beers, that's not bad. I mean, at least if you're able to do 1 out of 3, that's pretty good. Okay. Try your last couple sips, and then tell us your 1, 2, and 3, and then we.
Corona, for sure.
50-50 chance.
From what? So no, we had the Modelo, we had Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Modelo for me, I'm thinking more bitterness, and this is.
This is harder than you
Yeah.
were expecting. It's hard, especially because they're all the similar beers too, which that's why we're trying to train our palates.
I'm going Modelo, Dos Equis.
Okay. All right. Final answers?
Yeah.
All right. Test. Beer number 1, you were correct. Corona.
Ooh, yeah.
Woo! Okay.
I feel like Corona has a very its own
I'm gonna lose
taste.
the straw if I do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need like a napkin or something. No, like do this, I guess. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, beer number 2. Ooh, hopefully it doesn't taste like rubber. It was Modelo. So that one, what were you teeter-tottering for this one?
I feel like well, this one for me tasted. I didn't feel the bitterness that I normally think of whenever it's Modelo. This I don't say it's supposed to be limier.
Well, maybe because a lot of times they get limes with these. I never drink my beers with limes.
But damn it, somebody take my Mexican card away.
Okay, well, hey, you got 1 out of 3. If I get all 3 right, if I don't get any right, then, I mean, you'll still be a contender. So, all right, let's get on to my turn. Ready.
Perfect. So,
Can I steal your water cup?
oh shit, it's empty.
Oh. I'm just going to use this as a palate cleanser instead. This is how I drink yours anyway, so it actually worked out. I will eat your ice, though, just in case I do legit need a palate cleanser. Okay. The dogs are back inside. They're being annoying. So they're here. Move, Camus. Go.
Alright, Steph's turn. Let's see. I got 1 out of 3. We'll see if Steph is more Mexican than I am.
I can't reach like
You
the
have to
bench.
get up.
Yeah, but the bench is too far for me. I need to scooch in. Thank you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You guys, we just did the Petty Colas 5K in Dallas, and I'm super sore. Okay, here we go. Beer number 1. Okay. This one has a tiny bit of malt. It's a little bit crispy. It's a little bit warm now at this point. So for me, because I know what green beer bottle beers taste like, this I believe is in a glass or a can. I wonder if that kind of hurt it also that you were drinking the canned beer and not the glass beer for the Modelo. This one, I think I already know what this is. Okay, number 2. I can't. Okay, this one tastes a little bit similar, less malt, but it does have malt. Camus, leave the thing alone. We have a chip. Yeah, so I remember when my sister moved to Texas for the first time, she couldn't find these spicy sweet chili Doritos, so every time I would come visit her, I'd bring some to her, and now they have them, so it's great. Okay, all right. That one gave me a little bit more foam. So I'm feeling that one's maybe in a can or it's short. So that's mine. Alcohol wise, they taste the same. I'm pretty sure all of these are between 4.5 and 5. They're probably more like 4.2, 4.5. All right, beer 3. They're a little bit low. Did you drink them that much?
Strawberry.
I think because you might have to hold them up. I think because you drank them so much, I could probably drink them in 3 sips. This one probably tastes the least flavorful out of the 3.
I can give you one.
Okay, yeah, because it's
all right. Go on.
teamwork. Ooh, okay. That one's a little bit more crisp. I think this one's gonna be a longer. Yeah, let me go backwards. Thank you. That one's skunky. Okay, I know what that one is by now. Hopefully, skunky.
Wait.
Okay, pretty challenging. I can see why you had such a hard time. Nothing hit me hard, crispy flavors like lagers, but again, it might be because it's not as cold as we had started with. I think the second one is the most skunky. It would be hard to say which one is the most bitter. But definitely lagers, that crispy flavor, not a lot of IBUs, not a lot of alcohol content. It almost not burns your tongue, but because of the flavor, it's very carbonated. Modelo, Dos Equis, and Corona. Beer 1, Modelo. Beer 2, Dos Equis, and Beer 3, Corona. Final answer. I'm scared.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
You see the order. First beer, Modelo.
Yeah.
Second beer,
Darn.
Corona.
Dang.
Third beer, Dos Equis.
So we both only got one.
1 out of 3.
Dang. So, wow, Corona tasted more skunky to me. And so I thought it was the green bottle. So let's try them without the straws and see what we think.
Figure 'em out.
Yeah. We'll have to keep this box for our next blind tasting. What holiday is next? Maybe we could do American lagers for 4th of July. Okay.
Alright, so Modelo, let's try this.
What's the alcohol in that? So a lot of times whenever we're drinking micheladas, we would use Modelo. Most of the time.
For me, Modelo before, I would, well, maybe I don't know if it's different because it's on a can compared to a bottle. I'm not getting that bitterness that I remember used to. It's very flat. I don't know because of the can. I don't know because it's a little bit old.
It might just be warm. I mean, it is a can too. Flat. And they're still pretty cold. I was trying to see like alcohol content wise if it shows it.
About 4%, 4.5, 4.2.
4.4. Yeah, 4.4% alcohol. I think the biggest thing that could change taste, which people talk about for sodas too, is can versus bottle for sure.
Yeah. I'm tasting a flat beer.
It does have
carbonation.
It's a little bit. I think that's why I thought this one was the can, and I was kind of using that to think about it, is because it was in a can. I was like, this one tastes a little bit more, a tiny bit more carbonation than the other two.
That has no.
No, they're all gonna be pressurized. I guess not. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Moving on to Dos Equis.
And so keep in mind again, Modelo is a Pilsner style beer.
This is more carbonation. You can see it bubbling up at the top. I can definitely feel it.
It's hard to smell them in the bottles too. I wonder if we poured them in cups, if that would have changed things. This one almost tastes like a little bit fruitier to me now that I'm tasting it, but after the Modelo.
Yeah.
It has a little bit more flavor to it.
It's sweeter.
Yeah, fruity. It's more weird. You would never expect, if I was going to explain a Dos Equis to someone, that it kind of tastes a little bit fruity. Okay, so Corona.
Yeah, that beginning taste I don't know, it's different. It's very unique to Corona. I can't explain the flavor, but it definitely pops out at the very beginning of when you first drink it.
For me, I feel like it's almost like a skunk, which I think this is why this tripped me up, that I thought it was the Dos Equis. And skunk is not necessarily a bad thing. Some people actually like beers that taste like that flavor. It's almost There's not really a good way of explaining it. It almost tastes like it's dirty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
that
they get skunky because they get left out in the sun.
Yeah, but it tastes like I like that flavor, which is probably terrible. But I would not have expected that. But I guess, and it's crazy because I was literally drinking this recently and I didn't recall the flavor. But now at least I know. Like if we were gonna sit down, I mean, what other time are we gonna really do a Corona blind tasting?
Yeah.
But definitely, I could pick this out in a crowd out of the three big lager pills.
That's the only reason I got that one, because I know there's a very unique taste when you first take a sip.
What do you think? Was this fun?
Was it dope?
Was it stressful?
We gotta try an experiment with bottles and cans.
Yeah.
Because this Modelo is not tasting like a...
Go to the gas station now. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for tuning into our mini episode. We're going to be heading out to San Marcos and Austin this weekend, so stay tuned. It's officially May. Woo! So we are going to be celebrating Cinco de Mayo with you all. Drink responsibly. Have a safe trip. If you guys are going anywhere for Cinco de Mayo, it's a Friday, which is going to make it even more fun. Make sure that you don't mistake it for Independence Day for Mexico. Get some Mexican pride. And I just realized this whole time I was going to play music, and I paused it and never started the music. So, Echo, resume music. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great afternoon, and have a happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cheers.